What's good, YouTube? It's Sunday. It's 11:21 a.m. I'm Artisan MC, and this is Shop Talk Live. Thank you guys for coming through today. Let's see, I got my door open still. One second. Hardwood, got that echo. Got that echo. All right. So, how you guys doing? Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. $ Artisan MC on Cash App, Artisan MC on PayPal, and you can donate in the super chat as well when you're liking the smooth sounds of Artisan MC. All right, so I got exhibitor right now. Gonna get his brother his props up front and early. Shout out to the No One, the package man, coming through. Supporting the stream, No One. I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate you, No One. And special shout out goes to the No One again. 1 second. There we go. Shout out to the No One again for supporting the stream. He said, Maestro, please. You know what that means? That means we got to give him the guts and butts. Appreciate you.
Number one, 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies. Never let a hard time on the was.
All right, so that takes care of 2 contributions out of the 15 that I would like to open it up for chat and stuff like that. But if y'all don't feel the need to support the stream, I guess you can leave and I can get out of here and go do something fucking else, because I'm not doing this shit for free. You ain't gonna be pimping me out here. All the rest of those people you like to listen to that like to steal content and you support, maybe you should go pay them. But that's not what I do. I actually try to originate or give you original content. And if that's not appreciated, it's not appreciated. It's just what it's going to be. But I am not going to throw good money after bad. I know that much. So support the stream if you feel so inclined. So what are we on today? No one said, how long has Fred and William been separated? 100K years? You don't know. You want to get into that Jada and Will shit? Let's get into it. Like, I can jump right into that shit with 2 feet and tell you off the bat. Number fucking one. Why do you take Jada seriously? In anything that Jada says seriously after she has already been proven to be a liar? Why do you take anyone seriously who is out peddling a book and all they can tell you is some salacious bullshit? Because as I see it, Jada is balancing herself between 2 dicks right now. It's Will Smith's and it's Tupac's. And that is what her career stands on. After all these years, because I'm a Gen Xer, I've been watching Jada Pinkett for a long fucking time. Her whole career is hinged on 2 men. And she can't get no attention for herself without mentioning one of 2 men, Will or Tupac. Because without either one of them, she is fucking irrelevant. Now, if I want to believe that her and Will have been separated since 2016, if I want to believe that shit, I have to consider the source. It's like I tell women all the damn time. There's water in the toilet, but do you want to drink it? I don't. I don't give a shit about Jada. I told y'all over a year ago, Will should have cut his ties from that bitch a long time ago. Cut her a check and sent her on his way. Sent her on her way when she had his ass sitting up there looking goofy in the face with that red table talk shit. The slap was just not even the cherry on top because she had been doing all kinds of ridiculous shit before then, talking about how his sex game was lame and everything else before he ever got up and slapped Chris Rock. Now, Jada was cute for a time to me. She was. Back in the 90s, Jada was cute as fuck. She was. It's just what it is. It's nothing wrong with saying was an attractive woman. I like the fact that Will Smith and Jada was together. They made a good looking fucking couple. But I never thought Jada loved him. I never thought that shit. Never. And it didn't have shit to do with fucking Tupac, even though I remember watching, I think it was an Oprah episode with Jada on there. And they pulled out this old video of her and Tupac. I guess they was at Coney Island or some shit like that. And they were doing this goofy ass dance and song to Parents Just Don't Understand by Will Smith. They was cracking on his ass because that was the only song that they found that was kind of black that they did. So back in the 90s, they had these little things you could go stand in front of like a green screen or whatever. They play music and you and your friend can dance and do all kind of goofy shit. And then they give you a videotape of it. Oprah was playing that shit. This was before when they was young, when she didn't even know nothing about no goddamn Will Smith and didn't give a fuck about him. They was clowning that man because they thought he was goofy then. So years later, when she ended up hooked up and married with him, you think that changed? No, it don't fucking change. You know what changed? Opportunity and dollar signs. So I never thought she loved Will. They made a good couple. I thought she might have liked him. They could work together. But I tell you this, for number one, Jada has always been a fucking freak. And I mean sexually. Always been a freak. If Will freaky now, it's because he got with Jada. You don't think so? Go back and watch that Tupac video, Temptations, and tell me who in there in that red dress dancing and freaky and shit. You tell me who the fuck that is. His friend, his boo for life. Now, as far as Pac wanting her ass, no, he didn't. He had ample opportunity to slang and bang and make her his main thing, and he didn't. So what does that mean? It wasn't happening like that. I got good girlfriends right now that I might have smashed before, but we ain't together and we ain't married. Why? Because that wasn't going to happen like that. That's not the relationship. We could talk about all kind of shit, but we obviously ain't fucking soulmates. Not like that. So listening to this chick sit there and run one man who's already in the ground's name through some bullshit and another one who's not in the ground yet to try to run his name through the ground. I am not interested in listening to her ass in one bit. Not one bit. I haven't given no credence to anything she's fucking saying because she has been proven to be a fucking liar. You know why? You know how you know that shit? Because of that August Alsina stuff. You know, her entanglement. Look, you might think Will crying and looking like a blubbering bitch was the main thing that was on display when he was on that red table talk. Oh, no, it wasn't. The main thing that was on display is Jada Pinkett Smith and how she crafts and manipulates and twists truth into some kind of fucking narrative. So she looks like she's empowered and not necessarily a victim, but not necessarily at fault at the same fucking time. Angry Man pointed it out brilliantly. Classic narcissism. Yeah, that's what's on display there. Y'all focused on the crying man on the side. I'm looking at this bitch and her body language and her behavior. I was like, this This man must be going through hell in the house with her. Must be. Because nothing, as we already know with women in general, nothing can actually ever be their fault. But if you got one that actually tries to bone up on psychology and spirituality and all this shit, she will craft a clever, clay pot of bullshit for you to dunk your face in. All this spiritual, esoteric bullshit to get to the pack that, you know what? I just want to fuck that young nigga. He was feeling me and I was feeling him. I like the way he looked. Friend, son, or not. I want to fuck him and I did it. So what? So what, Will? You fuck some people too. That's all it is. That's why I said most of this stuff with them, that's married people shit. It ain't even supposed to be out in the public space. That's for them to deal with. That's their fucking marriage. I don't give a shit and I don't want to hear about it. Personally, I don't. I don't give a shit. If you got a dysfunctional marriage, have at it. Or get the fuck out of it. You live in California. Should be pretty simple. No fault? Then get on. But you can't. Can you? Because you ain't bout shit without Will or Tupac. What would somebody remember your name for other than being married to Will Smith or being connected to Tupac? Two of the greatest young black men of our generation. Who? What else? What else you got? Because they already tore down Cosby, so you can fuck that a different world shit. You know, they had Tupac's other friend on there, Jasmine guy. What? Jason's lyric? Minister Society? Set It Off? Get the fuck out of here. Set It Off was probably closer to your personality than anybody would ever want to admit on camera. Tricking for money. No, exactly, Malika. She has nothing. This is, look, it's very psychologically telling that the title for her book that she picked is called Worth. You have none. You have none without mentioning two men. Two men. And ain't neither one of them your father. Shut the fuck up. Why am I listening to this bitch? Shouldn't she have a dick in her mouth somewhere? I'm serious. That's pretty much where I am on this shit. I'm not using it as an opportunity to shit on Will Smith again. Will, look, man, whatever his virtues or his faults, look, man, this nigga ain't been through enough, as far as I'm concerned. He has been through enough publicly. I'm serious. This has been through enough publicly. I'm looking at Will no different than I'm looking at Kanye West. Kanye got a new wife, hot little white chick, whatever. Go on with your life, Kanye. Because the way Kim was running you through the bullshit in the media, nigga, I was worried you was gonna take yourself out. But you're probably too much of an egomaniac to do that shit. Even still, I don't want to see that. They tried to knock you off that $1 billion man status just so they can be happy that they broke your ass a little bit. And since the chick that you with now ain't Kim Kardashian, the celebrities, they kind of leave you alone outside of showing what she was wearing all the time. Because she do look nice. Younger and hotter. No babies. Tickle bitties in shape. Like Prince would say, stroke it one time for me, cousin. Stroke it one time for me, cousin. Look, I'd probably she'd never let me smell her perfume. So look, get some for all of us. Use it like the best of them. Will is in that same boat. Will is in that same boat. I don't want to see Will, find out he hanging from the rafters in his fucking mansion. Can't create no music, don't want to act in no movies, or can't act in movies because they want to blackball his ass. Like, dude, this has been a long time coming. Look, how hard is it to believe that there are jealous bitches out there and they closest to you? It's not hard at all. Girls are jealous of other girls for wearing the same fucking dress. You think a bitch in your house who make less money than you, less notable of a star than you, and they do the same shit you do? Because mind you, Jada didn't start off rapping. Her whole thing was acting. That was the only shit that she did was act. Will was rapping and then start acting and blew past her ass, starting late. You think she liked that shit? No, nigga. No. You put in the context that she never really loved him. I never thought she did. I knew Will loved the shit out of her little ass. It is what it is, nigga. You can't fault men for, falling for a woman and really wanting to give her everything. That's what dudes do. Sooner or later, even a player will find that one that he's willing to act a goddamn fool with. RIP to ARC. The stories that ARC told, I would have never thought that motherfucker got married. He got married and had a kid. The fuck you want to say? The fuck you want to say? What was I just mentioning? Donovan getting married right now to Devin. Donovan tell all kinds of stories about chicks. Look, it is absolutely normal for a man, no matter how much he fuck around, no matter how many holes of golf he like to play, there is one hole that he wants to keep for himself. There's one that he wants. And this is something my drunk cousin said a long time ago that still rings true, that a pole rat ain't got but one hole. You always want your one. It don't matter how many women is out there. Every man wants his one. He wants his one. That one bitch that's down for him. That's why when they find them, they don't want to lose that shit. They'll go through all kind of shit. The problem with Will is he thinks Jada is his one. And all the rest of us is looking like, man, cut her loose. That's his one for him. That's his one. Nothing we can do about that shit. Nothing we can do about that shit. It's no different than Drake, going back in time and fucking his babysitter or some shit like that. It's no different. Everybody got their one. Every dude has his one. And if he ain't found it yet, he's still looking for that bitch. So I can't fault Will for being a normal fucking guy wanting normal shit. I can't fault him for that. Does it look dumb? Yes. I have guy friends. We do dumb shit sometimes over chicks. Not over other dudes, over chicks. 90% of the time. 90% of the time. But this shit that she is doing is beyond the pale. It is absolutely beyond the pale. And this is how much you know is beyond the pale. Other chicks is mad at her ass. Don't believe her. I was on Instagram this morning, man. There was a white chick up there, and I shared it. It was on somebody else's page, and I shared it over on mine just so my folks could see it. This white chick was going in on Jada about her timeline don't add up about Tupac and that shit. She was breaking that shit down for real. I said, this bitch got white girls mad. Young white girls. She probably wasn't even alive when Tupac was. She pissed off. Like, this timeline don't add up. See, he was here and this, and he was engaged to this chick, and he broke up with Keisha, and he got with this chick. Where the fuck was you at all? The white chick was pissed. I'm like, God damn, boy. They're not feeling you on this. They're not feeling you on this shit. Nope. Look, the only people sitting there clapping like circus seals for this dumb shit is people who have to have a show to put her ass on it. They're still thinking, she might have some power in Hollywood, so let me play nice with her. Man, fuck that bitch. Didn't she get that show because Will talk to some people so she can have a Red Table Talk show. And the show ain't did shit to me, but serve as a platform for her to dispel, or not even dispel, to disclose all their personal information. How the fuck you have a talk show and it's all about your fucking relationship and dragging your fucking husband down and your family with your mama and your daughter? What? Look, dude, you couldn't reverse that situation and even say it was manly. You couldn't have Will and Jaden and Will's oldest son sitting up there talking shit about their mamas. They'd shut that fucking show down. Ratchet ass chicks, hyenas, birds of no feathers would flock together and try to drag that whole fucking company down behind that shit. But here it is, these goofy chicken headed motherfuckers get to sit up there and talk shit about the man they all living off of. How fucking disrespectful can you be? And I'll get my likes up and support the stream, man. Because I've been sitting on talking about this shit all week. And shout out to AM because he was doing a masterful job of talking about this shit. Masterful, nigga. So I ain't even following that cab. I'm just saying my 2 cents. Because look, he filled up the bucket already. I'm just going by like, whoop, whoop, I got some too. Follow that cab, nigga. Follow that cab. Shout out to Swift, he said, for the Geek Sunday tribute. Appreciate you, Swifty, for supporting the stream. Always being faithful. I do appreciate that shit. I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate it. Do got my Jamaican breakfast on deck. This shit tasting good. So I'm not. Look, there are no polite terms I need to actually address Jada with that shit because she has been so disrespectful. So disrespectful. Even if I didn't admire Will for his level of success, because he is one of how many successful rappers turn actors. That was new for my generation. Will, Ice-T, LL, Ice Cube. That was all new. It wasn't a bunch of them beforehand. It ain't a bunch of them now. So I appreciate him for his accomplishments, for forging new ground. And I think he deserves the success that he has gotten. And he took a lot of ridicule for a lot of years over the shit he's done to succeed in his fucking career. And my thinking is nobody really successful is nice to everybody, has to be nice to everybody. They don't. Because half of you motherfuckers is assholes. Hating ass assholes. And it makes perfect sense to me. To get to those heights and levels of success, you're going to have to be a little bit asshole too. So you can get through them. And tell them to kiss your ass. Like people talk about Michael Jordan as an asshole. Michael Jordan can be the asshole all fucking day. How many rings you got? How many people wearing your shoe? Don't stop you from going and spending no money to buy no Jordans, does it? Old or new. So shut the fuck up. Let him be who the hell he is. A rich, multi-millionaire, known worldwide asshole. Because those are people that change the world. Gandhi may have seemed like a nice guy, but to them British motherfuckers, he is an asshole. You remember him, don't you? You don't remember the homeboy standing next to his ass. Now it's keeping it peaceful. Fuck y'all. Yeah, true act of a narcissist. What up, BMT? Trigger man in here. It is destructive, BMT. And look, Zuckerberg's wife is richer than Jada. And she may not even love Mark, but you ain't gonna see her goofy ass out there saying some bunch of crazy shit about him. What? This is the part that depresses me at times about black folk and being black. That all this dysfunction has to circle us. Why can why can other people in this same damn country hold they shit together and have some fucking decorum? Why are we the ones that gotta always be the ones acting the fuck out? Even when we're successful. Like you've heard this in the space a lot of times, dude. That B dubs don't know when they've won. Jada had won. And what is this bitch sitting up here saying now? Oh, we've been separated for 20 something years and I've been so miserable and still haven't found my soulmate. Man, if you don't shut the fuck up, are you serious? Really? After all this goddamn time, are you fucking serious? What other dude was creating a production company with your goofy ass? What other opportunities did you have to have people even fucking listening to you without being with this dude? Holy shit. You mean you could have stepped aside and left that to some other chick, Nia Long, somebody else to be with Will, and you could have still did what you was doing now without him? Man, this shit makes me upset because it speaks to the delusional nature of and disrespectful nature in B-dubs and women in general. Y'all are never, absolutely motherfucking never satisfied when you got a good thing. Never. And that is your fucking failing. You can shit on men and say men get with women, they get comfortable and they get relaxed. Well, that's the fuck you supposed to do, goofy ass. That's what the fuck you're supposed to do. And supposed to, let me just clarify this because it's a funny thing about them posts. A shout out to Zach. Supposed to, genetically, biologically, in terms of nature, that's the fuck you're supposed to do. Find somebody, couple up, have you a couple of fucking kids, get calm and get out the goddamn pool so the young people coming in can go find somebody and repeat the process. It is the circle of motherfucking life. Read a book or watch a goddamn movie, you stupid. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with a man finding you to be the one thing that he wants to have and cherish amongst all others? Because there is a new vagina minted every day. A new grown 21-year-old vagina minted every fucking day, more than one. But out of all of those, he's going to sacrifice all the potential with all the rest of those to take your ass. Why be so fucking ungrateful? Because you want to ride the cock carousel forever? Look, you goofy ass. There's prostitutes that's still out here at 50 fucking years old. Do they look like it's anything anybody would really want to fuck unless they was desperate? Do they look like they're happy about their fucking life choices? No. It's stupid. Absolutely stupid to constantly keep running yourself through that ringer of getting ran up in by every Tom, Dick, and Harry you choose regularly with no breaks until you what, drop dead? Look, man, your psyche cannot handle that damage. Your vagina cannot handle that damage. Your spirit and sense of self cannot handle that kind of damage. And that's not a fucking challenge. You should be happy you're a fucking woman and stop trying to be a goddamn man. It ain't easy over here. But you know what? Genetically, we built for it. Play your fucking role. That's the one that you need to master. Stupid shit. Man, y'all about to make me upset with this. I'm paying for no fire like that. Shout out to Studio for supporting the stream. He said Miss Peaches is definitely irrelevant. She is fucking irrelevant as fuck, dude. And her head does look like a fucking peach. Fucking stupid. Shout out to Studio. I will give you 3B salute. Appreciate you. There you go. That's 4 out of 15. So we still need 11 more. Shout out to the BMT, Business Minded Talk. I'll be back on Division BMT as soon as I get my couch out of storage. I didn't go get it Saturday because I didn't have enough time for the memorial. But I'm gonna get it out. As soon as I get my couch out, then I'll put my PS5, hook that bitch back up. But if I can't sit on my couch in my living room, it's the point of hooking that bitch up in there. I'm not sitting on the floor. That hardwood. It's not comfortable. Will spoke on how he had put a fake smile in take ridicule. Those were tired tears. You survive long enough and become the villain. Yeah. Look, I don't not fault Will for how he's handling this because that's what we do as men. We will look at each other and say, man, you did not do that right. You did not fucking do that right. But that's how men get better. We don't get better from holding the motherfuckers' braids back and say, yeah, just cough it out. It's okay. They don't know what they lost, Will. Fuck no. We say, nigga, what did you do? You need to fix that shit you was doing. You know, if you would have tightened up and dismissed that bitch a while ago, you wouldn't have to be hearing this shit right now. I wouldn't have to be hearing this shit right now, dude. It's embarrassing to me to see you have to go through this. Man up. Fuck that bitch. Give it a Nino Brown. Cancel her. Get another. God damn. You could find absolutely anybody. Because make no mistake about it, I don't like Kanye. I like his music. I don't like his personality. His persona and shit like that, I do not like that shit at all. I don't. It rubs me the wrong fucking way. Arrogant prick. I don't like that. And that's fine. I'm a solitary introverted prick. He probably don't like my ass either. It's good. It's good. We'll probably never hang out, but I will like his music, right? That motherfucker stepped down from Kim K. I'm not really even attracted to Kim K. I think this is the biggest fucking ripoff ever performed on the black community, that a chick that ain't even black get famous for having a big ass and fucking some dude on camera. And this Negro go and buy up all the tapes or the copies and get it scrubbed from the internet so she can have a squeaky clean image again. Look, man, if she wanted to, she could have did that shit. She was worth more than you. But see, that's a man having his one. The lengths he will go to when he think he has found his one. But even as pretty as everybody believes she is, he wouldn't find another bitch that look hot. Divorced her, went and got him another chick. The next dude she got was Pete Davidson, who was kind of funny, but he ain't a looker. And I'm not gay. I'm just like he's just a regular fucking cup of milk, nigga. What the fuck? You was sucking that off? Good night. Bitch, where's your standards? That's where she went. Where did Kanye go? Younger and a little finer. Now, you mean to tell me Will Smith ass can't do the same thing? You mean to tell me that? That Jada is the peak of the mountain for him? How? How? Nigga, if he put an open casting call out right now for somebody to sit on his Johnson, that motherfucker would fill up like they were selling Prince tickets for $1. Are you fucking kidding me? I can't think of a chick on this planet who wouldn't want to fuck Will Smith or be the next Miss Smith, number 3. Get the fuck out of here. He could take a whole nobody, give him his last name, and make her a fucking celebrity overnight. Shout out to Twist. The fuck out of here. Man, he should have cut. Look, I say this not being a man that does not know love, does not know the heartache of loving somebody more than you love yourself. It can be damaging to you. My dude, I know this. I know this well. It's happened many a time. I'm an emotional fucking Scorpio, introverted, all that shit. I love women a lot more than I should probably sometimes. I really do. But goddamn, you still have to learn when to cut the fucking cord, nigga. Take your broken pieces of your heart, put it in a box somewhere, and figure it the fuck out and move on. You have to. The fuck is you holding on to? She ain't holding on to shit. I mean, if it was a gun that she could fire at your ass to destroy your character, she is letting loose, my nigga. She is letting loose just like this fool right here, just like Bill Duke and Predator right here. She is letting loose. She is nothing is spared, nigga. She is trying to clear the foliage. She don't give a fuck about your image. She wanted destroyed because they never comfortable leaving you unless you are ruined after they go. That's why motherfuckers who leave women and do better is always the ones, those are always women that want that motherfucker back. Because they didn't destroy him afterwards. They still want to chase that. Oh, he escaped. Fuck did he do that? No, he cannot do better than me. I am his pinnacle. How could he do that? No. I must have him again and have another chance to tear him the fuck down. Because he's too fucking arrogant. He thinks too highly of himself. He can't do that. I don't. And fucking look. Take some notes from your homeboy Jeezy. He ain't your homeboy, but he your brother in rap. Okay? Take some points from Jeezy. He cut ties quick. And even though Jeannie Mai was out there talking about, oh, we work it out or whatever, what did he do? He put out a statement right after that shit. No, the fuck we ain't. Nah, I ain't got no time to worry about people who ain't on my mission with me. Snowman, nigga. Ice cold. Off the rip. Let it be known right there when he heard about that shit. He put it out there on social media so there wasn't no mistaking it. No, this shit is done, nigga. I'm out. Snowman rolling on. Child or not. Well, your kids is grown. You ain't got no goddamn excuse. None. You think they're gonna be ruined by this shit? Tell you a secret, Will. Chances are the kids already know, nigga. That's just waiting for you to catch up. And your family will probably be better for it after you get it. You worried about paying her out? Riddle me this, Will. Which is the better payout? At 400 million or 100 million? Which is the better the spot to, cut somebody in half and walk the fuck on? Because trust me, she trying to drive your ass back into staying in Philly, nigga, in the po house. She gonna try to make you reach some MC Hammer status, nigga, performing at fairs and shit like that. That's what she want. I don't know why the fuck she want it. Maybe it's just satisfying for women to destroy men. It is in some senses. Shit, it's satisfying for some dudes to destroy other dudes. Why do you think they box and fight and shit like that? It's kind of satisfying. I had this conversation yesterday at the memorial about playing pool against people who talk shit. Why do I love beating them? Because I want them to shut the fuck up. I don't like people who talk shit. I don't. And if I have some kind of way that I can make them stop talking, oh, I'm gonna relish being able to make them stop talking. I'm gonna relish that shit. Relish it like it's on a jumbo hot dog, nigga. Like, yeah, let's put it all on there. Yeah. Fuck them. Shut your lips. Come on. You don't think a chick want to see you fucking destroyed? She's doing everything in her power to do that shit. So, for what it's worth, cut your ties. Cut your ties. You're not holding on to anything. You getting divorced is not hurting anybody's life. You know what they'll make them do? Fend for their fucking self. And stop trying to gain money off of your name while defaming you in the process. That is the most disrespectful shit I can think of. I don't hear Jeff Bezos' ex-wife out here talking shit. I don't. Why? Cut her a check and sent her on. And he cut her a bigger check than you could ever cut, Jada. Fuck you worried about? You can let that shit go. Yo, look, the problems of your upbringing are not cycles that you can actually break. Some of them aren't. You can't let that hamper you and paint you into a corner to where you cannot react in the normal fucking fashion that you know you need to react in. Because you're just absolutely resistant to this one thing because this one thing was all bad. That makes you sound like a fucking child emotionally. And I don't see you as a child emotionally. I don't. What Jada's doing, I do see as childish. It's a kid throwing a tantrum until they get their fucking way. We'll give her the way out. Sign these papers and fuck off. Because trust, you can give her all that shit and make her go back to being just Jada Pinkett, nigga. Take your name from her and let her get by on her tits and her saucy talk and all that pie in the sky spiritual mumbo jumbo she like to spew out of her mouth. Let her get by on that. And I can see her ass lined up next to Miss Cleo on some phone line. But I really cannot stomach seeing her doing this shit to you and you just sitting there quiet like that's the man shit to do. Man shit to do is to cut that kite loose because that motherfucker is flopping in the wind ridiculously. It ain't built for this. Let it go. Yeah, Malika, more on his fucking sanity. And that's the only thing I'm concerned about. Look, I came to this space because I found men that had been going through what I was going through and understanding that I was not alone in the struggles that I was having. And through the years of being in this space, I've actually learned that a lot of us were going through the same things at the same time. So it was cultural, it was not individual. It was individual for each one of us, but it was a larger cultural context that was happening to men in general. Now, being in the black manosphere is black men specific, but it ain't fucking new. And in all this time, all this extra learning, one thing that I can definitely say that men have learned, at least men from the Gen Xers on down to the millennials have learned, because we didn't have people out there showing us this shit beforehand, is that you need to know when to walk the fuck away. It is no shame in walking the fuck away from a situation that is toxic, to use a new age word, dysfunctional, and damaging to your fucking sanity. There is no shame in that. That is called self preservation. That is the highest sense of self love you can show yourself as a damn man. To understand, you know what, this is not good for me. This is not good for me. I need to go. I need to go. Not to get a pack of cigarettes, not to get some milk, just to understand you are not being right with me. And I cannot mentally tolerate that shit anymore. I'm out. I'm done with this relationship stuff. I have to back away from you. And you fade into the brush like Homer Simpson. That is the highest sense of self-love you can show yourself as a man. And it is no different than understanding, nigga, you want to get in the car and we gonna ride on the nigga because they was messing with Denise. Like, if you don't come with us, you a bitch. Why the fuck am I going over there to try to shoot some niggas over Denise whole ass? Are you out of your fucking mind? I got other shit to do. I got a job to do. I don't feel like going to jail. I got a child to take care of. Nigga, I ain't got time for this dumb shit. And Denise ain't never gave me no pussy. None of you niggas either. So why do you care? Denise a hoe. She defending the right to be a hoe. Stop being stupid. No, I don't have time for that shit. That kind of self-preservation is self-love. If you understand how to walk away from shit like that, get it through your fucking skull how you need to walk away from women in that sense, or women that exhibit that kind of behavior. Look, if you learn it at 10, if you learn it at 50, long as you fucking learn it. We ain't all coming to this shit at the same place. And that's all well and good. That's why you compare notes, so you can catch the fuck up. As much as Will Smith asked stay on social media, I know goddamn well he ain't seen Black Manosphere content or even Black woman content talking about his ass. And people pleading with him to do what's in his best interest to save his own fucking sanity. And just like I'm sitting here today saying, I don't want to see Will swinging from nothing, jumping off of nothing, found dead in his house, taking his shit, over medicated, none of that shit. I don't want it for him. I don't want it for Kanye. I don't want it for none of our successful Black brothers who made the mistake of getting with some chick that actually hated that they were successful all of a sudden. No, I don't want to see that for none of them. because you're a shining example for every young black man that you can actually make it if you work at it. I don't need to see you dropping dead to prove to them, well, see, if you work at it, you could get fucked up too. So don't even try. I don't need that message. Why don't you do the other one that shows at some point you got to cut some people off? Not just the dudes that'll lead you the wrong way. Oh no, you got to cut off some of them chicks too. And I'm not saying you have to not fuck with women altogether, but you have to understand that, as Iceberg Slim would say, every chick got a shelf life. You got to figure out what the fuck that is. And with what you seeing from Jada right now, her shelf life is up, nigga. It is up. For you, it's up. The ride is over. Get off. Get the fuck off. You got every good thing you can get out of her already. 2 children. They healthy, psychologically. It's debatable, but what the fuck ever. As far as I know, they got all their fingers and toes and stuff like that, and they ain't developmentally disabled or nothing like that. That's the best thing you could have got out of her. Take it and go. The ride is over. It's somebody else's turn. Give her to August. Give it to anybody who has something to say the defender has. Let it be for the streets, nigga. And care no fucks about it. Move on. Move the fuck on. And this is me talking to Will. I don't give a shit about Jada. Jada gonna keep doing what the fuck she doing until she get the reaction she want, which is Will jumping up and slapping the shit out of her on camera like he slapped Chris. Just so she could, he was always abusive. Cut your ties and move the fuck on. Please. From me. A nobody. I just don't want to see you. I don't want to see you go some kind of way that makes it really embarrassing for everybody who actually supported you all these years. I still got your first tape, nigga. Tape. Cassette tape. You and Jazzy. Still got that shit. I supported you all this time. I don't like seeing this shit happen to you. But I have gotten old enough to realize no matter how much you love somebody, man, if they ready to go, they ready to let them go. Open the gate. Wish them well. Because there ain't shit you can do to hold them. And if you worried, like everybody, the talk is always out there that, Will probably secretly gay. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Especially in this day and age. Who cares? I mean, really. No one. Would it matter to me if Will Smith was sucking 3 dicks a day? No, that make him no different than any other bitch out here on Instagram, OnlyFans, or on these YouTube shows giving their advice about relationships and what they think is wrong with mating and dating nowadays. Telling everybody they fucking body count and running that up the flagpole like it's amazing, like they gonna be standing shoulder to shoulder with Wilt Chamberlain smiling. Like, what? You a whole jizz bucket. Ugh. That is not sexy. No. I don't want to breathe your same air, man. No, fuck you. Don't touch me. Don't sit close. Purell your whole body. No. Not my thing. So it don't matter. You 50 something goddamn years old. What fucking difference does it make? It'd probably help your ass. Because if they were still blackballing you in movies, you can tell them that they was victimizing you because you was gay. And then they had to back the fuck off. We don't want to be accused of no hatred. Racism is okay, but hatred is not. Discriminating against your sexuality, nigga. Who cares? Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You know what's worse? The whispers that you might secretly be gay. That's worse. Because then they just keep telling more people. More people keep looking for signs. See the way he was crying? That nigga gay. We'll look like he. Maybe he fucked Martin Lawrence. Oh no. Who cares? Nobody. And the people that would jump up the loudest to care about that shit is the ones that hate you the most because you're successful. So why the fuck you care what they say anyway? Why? You're getting a whole new group of fans saying that shit. This is the one thing. This is one of a few things that I admire gay people and people with their alternative lifestyles for. One of the few things I do. In that they're going to live their life out loud about who the fuck they are. They ain't going to hide who the fuck they are. They going to be it to the fucking fullest. Whether you get sick of it or not, they don't give a fuck. And in that is a source of empowerment because every person has a desire to just be who the fuck they are. I don't come on here and let people know right up front that I'm a fucking geek and all the rest of this shit because it is somehow shameful. And I wasn't doing this shit just because it turned 2000 and then it became popular. No. This is who the fuck I am. This is who I have been. And this is who I will be. And this is the stuff that I like. I know a lot about, I appreciate. If you don't like that shit, that's all perfectly well and good. You like some other shit. I don't. Fuck you gonna do about it? Change my mind, have something slick to say? Oh, you a big old kid. Anyway. And you get the fuck out the way so I can get back to doing what I was doing. Do not matter. Of all the women that I've had, I've never asked, and I've never had one of them sucking me off saying that this dick tastes any different because I'm a geek. Never. I never had a moan in my name thinking this motherfucker is childish. Never. Never been given that tongue tornado. I had them saying, this nigga silly as fuck. Never. So why the fuck do I care about somebody else? I'm trying to get to the people who like fucking with me and away from the ones who don't. You should try it, Will. You should try it. So if you in the closet, come out that bitch. You might as well come out. They already think you in there anyway, so fuck it. Even if you're not, you can pull a fucking Little Nas. He was real gay until it seemed like somebody tried him, and then he's like, "No, I like women again. I really like women now." So how that shit played out, didn't you? That motherfucker hit the heights of fucking stardom, acting like a whole chick, and then jump back to like, "No, I like women again." That's real fluid for your ass, nigga. You ain't heard shit from him since. Shit. So, like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. Y'all been kind of lax, man. Yeah, I really don't. Guess y'all really don't like a nigga. I need to get a pair of tits or something. Maybe I need a gender reassignment surgery. I wish I had some fruit in the house. I'd throw 2 fucking watermelons under my shirt. Maybe that'll work. Seems like it does. All you need is a little cleave. All you need to show is a little cleave. You can get it in. You can get it the fuck in. I hate people playing games, and I hate people wasting my fucking time. I wonder. I really wonder. You keep sending me voice messages. I don't know why, but they do. Man, 3 people. I might as well not be doing this show because it is not even covering the streaming. Out for delivery. Where the fuck is my package? Where's my Amazon? Out for delivery. Where you at? I know it's going to be the same driver. I bet money it's the same driver. I'd actually bet some serious money it's the same fucking driver. It's just coming from Richmond. It's like it was right over the bridge, nigga. You're not nowhere. I know exactly where you are. I could have went to the fucking distribution plant and picked it up myself. Gotta go to Richmond today anyway. Could have just swung by there, man. You got a package in there for me? Yeah. MC. Yeah. 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 Give me that. Give me that shit. Just let me know. I'll pick it up on the way. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I guess I had a lot to say on Will and Jada because that shit was actually pissing me off. I don't want to see Will getting drugged through the mud like that. I'm tired of listening to Jada. I don't believe Jada. I do not believe Tupac proposed to her. Why the fuck would he? You know who she is, just like she know who he is. And he wasn't breaking all the laws and pushing back all the chicks to be with her ass. So you can forget that shit. You can forget that for real. No. No, sir. I don't believe it. It might make a good salacious comment to sell your book, but I wouldn't want to read your book. I mean, want to. I'd read it if I had to just to see what was in it, but I really wouldn't want to. Because there is nothing interesting about you I haven't already seen on screen. There's nothing else I need to know. Because think of it this way. If the most interesting thing this woman has to tell you about her life to sell a book is about her marriage, she is vapid and devoid of any substance. Because that's what she went to. But if you were well-rounded and stuff like that, you can tell me about some other shit you've been doing in the world. You can tell me about your life and what you've been putting into it, not your marriage. Your marriage is supposed to be private to you and your husband or your wife or your spouse. That ain't supposed to be everybody else's business because everybody else was standing at the altar to marry you. Some things are sacred still. whether you want them to be or not. Some things are still sacred, and people have a reaction to it. And the reaction I see is people are kind of pissed off at you about constantly dragging your fucking marriage out into the public square, trying to tell me it was so miserable, it was so terrible. You terrible is what you're telling me, because you the one out here saying this shit. Will ain't said shit about it. Appreciate you, BMT, for supporting the stream. He put the 2 on it. Wife fight me on wearing my spawn cape during sex. Yeah, because that cape get to moving, nigga. The cape might want to take your spot, might push you to the side, be trying to get in there. I'll say this. Even as a geek, I have not had the pleasure yet. You can find that amazing if you want to. I have not had the pleasure yet. I bought at the time ex-wifey. We were technically still married but separated, living in different houses. And I had bought her right before that sexy little Wonder Woman bustier and shit like that. Because the ex-wifey is small. She's a little Asian woman, right? So I bought her a little sexy Wonder Woman bustier and shit like that. I thought the shit was sexy. I wanted to fuck her in that shit. I really did. We ended up splitting. She still had that shit. She did. She still had that shit. I ain't never got to fuck her in it. Maybe her new husband did. Those are the breaks, my nigga. My wife was not necessarily a geek like that. She wasn't a geek like that. She would get into it, but like I said, human tofu. She'd take on the flavor of whoever the fuck she was fucking with. If that's what you were into, she'd kind of get into it too. So you can get into her. But she didn't really like that shit. Nowadays, chicks are really into that shit, but they all hella younger than me. They're like half my fucking age. So nowadays, if I want a chick that want to dress up in cosplay and anime shit and throw on my Spawn costume and let her act like she Angela, the non-lesbian one, then I gotta get me somebody damn near 25 years old. Not necessarily my wheelhouse. I've never really liked young chicks. I like older women. I don't really like young chicks. So that would be a learning curve to go backwards like that. But that's where they at. Not in my age group. Because I'm a Gen Xer. I'm the tip of the spear, not the shaft. So, can I say I've had the pleasure, BMT? Can I say I've had the pleasure? But that's your freaky sex life, man. Whatever make y'all have fun while you're doing that shit, it's your business. I'm happy for you. I'm happy you can have that kind of experience. Very happy. There's nothing sacred, loyal, honorable to a narcissist. They will use anything to give them supply of fuel and serve their selfish purposes. I agree. I agree with you, Malika. I was trying to make peace with a narcissist yesterday, in a sense. Fucker left me hanging, which means I shouldn't have been trying to make peace with him. Shouldn't have been trying to make peace with him. Because they don't want peace. They want attention. It's terrible. Terrible thing. Because I'm the type of person that I accept that things can go bad at times. I accept that. But I also understand that everything has its time and its cycle. And that once you have got some distance from an event, you step back from it a minute, you can actually step back in and re-engage and actually remedy some of the problems that were there, or at least get to an even keel to make that shit decent in a sense, right? I tried to do that the other night. I really did. And it did not go the way I would have liked. Put it that way. Because I'm the type of person that looks for resolution and I get fixated on resolutions. But I'm a problem solver. That's why. That's why I can solve problems. Because when I see a problem, I try to solve it. I don't want it to be sitting around for fucking ever. I don't. I want it resolved. It moved on. Because I count that as the success. I don't count the fact that there is a problem as the reason that everything should be looked at negatively. I count it as a reason that you need to fix that. And this is once you fix it, this is the reason to look at everything in a more positive light. Because I don't want to wallow in negativity and harbor ill feelings and shit like that. I don't need that shit. I'm not trying to have a bunch of gray hairs. I got 5 in the last year because I don't try to stress like that. It's not my fucking shit. I go for the resolution. I ain't going for the ego stroking. So I tried that shit. It didn't work. Oh well, fuck it then. I guess I was right. Guess I was right. Touched the nerve. So like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. So yesterday, you guys heard me talking about it last night if you were listening to that stream, but yesterday I went to my coworker Ed Friznoza memorial service that was put on by some of the coworkers at work that invited his family and his friends and stuff like that to come and have food, some libation, and share stories about him, their memories, and just gather together to grieve in a sense. And it was nice. It was really a nice time. I learned a lot about some of my other coworkers that I didn't know, and understand we could probably kick it more often. We could probably kick it with them personally, because some of them, the ones that was there at least, are some decent people. And one of the things they gave us was this, right? Let's see if you can see that shit. And this little heart on here has seeds in it. And on the back of this is planting instruction for the seeds, and they're possibly California wildflowers or some other shit, right? So the wish is to plant these seeds and grow a plant, and that plant will be in memory of this person. I thought that was a really cool thing to give out. I really did. I really thought it was a really cool thing to give out. The only thing that gave me pause, though, was the fact that you need to have ample sunlight and you have to water this shit regularly. And that watering thing is like, man, I might not come home for a couple days. I might not be home for a couple of days. That might cramp my style a little bit. Having to come home to water this goddamn plant. Be worried, my plant might be dead if I don't go home and water it. Like, dude, I like not having to worry about that kind of shit. I told my coworker that shit. She was asking me about working like so many days OT or stuff, something like that. Like, was it last week before when I went to Vegas? I was home one night, 2 nights, did an overnight on call shift at work, stayed there, went to work, and then I was on a plane and the fuck out. I hadn't been home in a couple days. And the reason I can do that is because I don't have anything here I need to be micromanaging like that. I don't have any pets. I don't have any young children. I don't have anything I need to be worried about like that because that frees me up to move when I want to move and go when I want to go. I got this goddamn plant that I got to water every day. Nigga, that mean I got to come home every day. And don't make no mistake about it. I like being home. But shit like that, that's like taking pills every day. You better might as well give me a shot for that shit because I'm not going to want to do that every day. I'm really not. What up, Mad Villainy? So it's going to take an effort for me to plant this and actually grow this goddamn plant. It is. And if I don't grow it successfully, if what I think happens, which it grows to an extent, and then the motherfucker dies, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be heartbroken. Just as heartbroken as I was when my fucking cactus died. My 2 cactuses died. I fucking cried. I wanted to cry. I really love them cactus, man. Motherfuckers grew on me. I took that as a sign from God I couldn't take care of shit. Fuck me up. Fuck me up. What up, Detroit 313? Fuck me up. So I don't know if I want to go back to the plant thing, but it's for Ed. So I gotta at least try to grow it. I gotta at least try to grow it. And try to take care of it. And just like a relationship or a shitty marriage, shout out to Will and Jada, it's gonna go the way it's gonna go. I'm going to give it the sun it needs. I'm going to give it the water it needs, but it's going to have to do its part and grow. And if it don't work, it's going to die. And that's just going to be what it is. So I'll try, but I don't know, nigga. It's probably going to die. Not that I'm going to try to kill it, Jada, but because it's going to need more than I was able to give it. Just saying. What's up, Swift? Swift battle in the bitch. So, being at the memorial was good. There was a couple people there that I wanted to see. One person specifically that I wanted to see that didn't show up. And I was kind of disappointed by that. But it really did mean a lot to me to be able to see his family, his son and his sons and his daughter. It meant a little bit more to me than I thought it would have meant, which I'm still kind of processing and thinking about. Because I have no connection to him. I barely heard about him, but I know he has them. Knew he had them, right? But seeing them and thinking about how many people that they had lost, like uncles, grandfathers, in that last year, 2 years. I feel for them in a sense because it seems like they are almost alone in this world now. That all those elders that they had are gone or on their way. And it's just them now. They're young. They maybe are in their 30s, maybe in their 30s. They're not really old. They're on their own, but they're not really old. They're not really pretty much on their own. It makes me think about my kids and where they are because I communicated with my son's girlfriend yesterday and she's asking me for the new address because she's going to start sending out invitations for grandbaby's birthday party coming up. She'll be 6, I believe. 6. And I haven't seen them in a minute. Y'all know how I feel about that shit. But nigga trying to survive. Now that I'm a little bit more stable, though, I feel like I can actually make more of a presence in their life. And that will be some other seeds that I have to water and try to grow. To spend more time out there with the grandbaby, with them, to give them that other side of the grandparents spectrum. Because I am a grandfather. But it is interesting to think how they would react in the same situation as Ed's kids. Where would they be? And how would they get along? It doesn't make you think. It does. Other thing that makes me think is looking at them, I saw me, my brother, and my cousin in that position. Because me, my brother, and my cousin, at least me and my cousin, we're the oldest. I'm the oldest out of all the grandchildren. And my cousin, she's the oldest of my uncle's kids. And I have 2 uncles. His oldest child is nowhere. My youngest uncle's oldest child is nowhere around us, right? Wasn't even raised around us. So for us, it's the 3 of us. And having a conversation with my brother this week about our mother and how they got into it over politics. It just made me laugh, but it also made me understand that the 3 of us are actually almost in the same spot right now. We're almost in the same spot right now where these older boomer are giving us grief about politics, and we don't want to hear that shit. We do not want to hear that shit. Some dyed-in-the-wool Democrats want to try to tell us at 50, 46, not even 46, 47, and possibly 40 something about what we should be thinking politically and arguing with us about what we should be thinking politically. All of us have careers, all of us have children, and at least one of us has a grandchild. And they still want to argue with us about politics, their politics. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. It's kind of funny. Kind of funny. Talking to my brother about his issue with my mother was kind of funny. It was. Because to me, I just got a repeat of a year ago when I had an issue with her and what she said and what she did. And I was like, this shit sounds familiar. Why are you trying to take my space on the out list? Can't go no other way with my family, man. You either in or you out with some motherfuckers all the time. It's always the same two people. It's always the same two people. So I just think about it more nowadays of thinking that what are the bonds between my cousin, my brother, and myself that is going to keep propelling this family forward after these other two individuals are gone? Because it'll be on us. And we having the same angst with these motherfuckers. The same angst. That's why all three of us have extended friend groups that function more as our family. That's why. Hmm. What up, Beastly? Granddaddy, give me $1. Well, this is 2023. She probably wouldn't even be asking for $1. You got some Bitcoin? I need some credits on such and such. Little grandbaby, though, she can ride four-wheelers. She rides four-wheelers. At her maternal grandmother's house, she rides four-wheelers. That little motherfucker right there is a daredevil. For what my son tell me, it's like shit. I need to buy this bitch some crash pads or something. Rent her a bobcat and go out there and make her some hills and shit she can jump over. I can do that. So I don't know. I'm kind of disconnected, but I need to reconnect. Yeah, vote blue no matter who. That is basically it, Beastly. And my brother was getting he was pissed off because my mother got pissed off with him. And apparently, he didn't say it, but I'm assuming she hung up on his ass because he didn't want to hear that shit about Orange Man bad forever. And he could not make her hold Biden accountable for shit. She couldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. I told her, "What up, Ray?" Told him, I was like, "Look, say it in the space all the time, man. You can't break somebody's paradigm. You can't. They will not let that shit go. They will not. You're gonna have to give them something else before you break that old one. But if you ain't got nothing else for them, they will not let that shit go. They will die with that shit. And that's what she gonna have to do. But because he was expressing, this is the funny part. Because my brother was expressing to our mother his disagreement with something she was saying politically about a particular politician, she said he was trying to be like me. And that was funny in a sense because my family, at least my mother and my uncle and them, they treat me like I'm a fucking Republican. I am not a Republican. I have never said, I never said I was a Republican. I have said on many occasions, I am a registered independent. What the fuck? I just hold both of them accountable because I don't like either one of them. But these motherfuckers in their mind, if you ain't a Democrat, nigga, you a Republican. So that shit was hilarious. How's that work? I talked to my brother at work for about an hour and a half on the phone. I'm supposed to be doing work orders. I was sitting there chopping it up with my brother, having a good goddamn laugh. Like, man, this shit is so fucking goofy. Like, bruh, they put you in that boat with me. I'm not even like, they don't know what my political views are because they don't ask. They just know it ain't democratic. Oh shit, my brother's out here. My brother's out here working. He works at the post office. He's been there for about 15, 16 years, which is I commend him for. My brother could have been a lawyer. Could have been a lawyer, very sharp, right? And he has a second job as well. And my mother is retired, trying to tell him about how the economy is going. And he is like, Mama, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. That is bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, she went out to fill up her car, $6 a gallon, my nigga. I came back from LA to fill up my car, $6. Why ain't this being mentioned on the news? Didn't we try to impeach somebody for having gas this high before? And you blaming who? Trump? He ain't in office right now. What the fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all talking about some old shit. 3, 4 years old. What are you talking about? Who's in office right now? That's the motherfucker who doing it. Like, he need to get on the stick. $6 a gallon? I'm in California. $6 motherfucking dollars a gallon. Why do you think I moved? Because I didn't want to pay bridge and the gas. Fuck you. The bridge toll is high as the gas price. $7 to cross bridges that's already been repaired and fixed, and they ain't never dropping that bridge toll back down ever again. Something else politically me and my brother was talking about. And gas costs $6 and something a gallon. You know what else? If you try to not pay the gas price and you want to, use public transportation and take the BART to work, they charging you $7. All these motherfucking places in California work together to bleed you fucking dry, nigga. They all work together to do it. You gonna pay somebody $7 for anything. Now you tell me, if gas is $6 a gallon, why should electrical power on the same grid you've been using for years, for decades at this point, to take public transportation, which is BART, cost the same price as gas? You might as well have fucking drove. The $6 for the gallon, the $7 for the bridge toll. They gonna get you still. They gonna try to get you still, even if you take public transportation. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. Y'all need to stop voting for these fucking tax increases and bullshit, because I don't vote for them. If they don't have an end date on that shit, I'm not voting for it. And I don't believe this about the kids and none of that other shit. Fuck you. No, it's not. Right. See, these are the stories that come out of California that have motherfuckers moving from here. This would have people moving from here. Now, I don't know who they think can afford all of this shit. That's why it's not that out of the way to see a lot of grown people actually cohabitating and having roommates and shit. It's not that out of the ordinary in California. It's not. Bay Area, hell no. 30, 40, it don't fucking matter, nigga. Some of this shit is too fucking expensive. Way too goddamn expensive. Shit, I can tell y'all, the place I got right now, in the last high-rise apartment building that I worked on in Oakland about 3 years ago, now, about the same size, $3,000 a month. 3 racks a month just to stay. Just to stay. Now let that sink in for a minute before I tell you the other parts. For that 3,000, you had a gym at the top. You had a lounge bar at the top. You had dog grooming, dog care, whatever, that you probably had to pay for. It's not included. You may have had a parking spot underground. You had Wi-Fi and all the upgraded stuff in there. You had media rooms, a theater room. You could do conferences down there and stuff like that and work, telecommute, and all that stuff in that one building. So at 3 grand a month, with all of that stuff added in there, it makes it kind of relatable. You can kind of rationalize it, but it's 3 fucking grand a month, nigga. Not to mention, gas, food, and you staying in downtown Oakland, which used to be really ran down. Now they still just got homeless on the street that will shit right on the street. This is the funny part about working construction in the Bay Area. I've worked on a lot of apartment buildings that I could not afford to live in. A lot of them couldn't afford to live in the same city that I might have lived in. And they're not high end upscale things. Regular fucking apartment buildings. And they small. They're not China small, but they small in California Bay Area standards because they're not on. Anytime you sharing a wall with somebody, that's like too close to California standards. You got to have space in between your place and the other person's. Leaving California, and I've heard some be going into Indiana or Kentucky. Californians go everywhere. When they leave here, they go everywhere. If you want to know where all the liberals go, look to those states that used to be really red states and they starting to turn blue and having a lot of political problems. That's where all the liberals go. Texas, you on the list, nigga. Oregon, you on the list. That's where they go. Kentucky and Tennessee, because Californians like having big houses and land. So that was in the 90s, black folks was really moving to Atlanta for that reason. And now Atlanta looks like the Bay Area in some ways. Politically, it does. Price-wise, it does. They brought that bullshit with them. And that's why some places like Oregon don't like fucking people moving there from California. Hate that shit. Don't bring your bullshit over here. Don't come here and try to turn this into the California South or California North. Fuck you. You like it the way it is, which I understand. I understand. Some of that shit need to stay contained where it spawned from and die there. Don't need to be spreading out like a fucking opportunistic infection. But yeah, prices high as fuck. And the only way I rationalize it to people is like fish in water don't know what's swimming in water. Just know what the hell it is. So if it's expensive to live here compared to everything outside of this, well, yeah, but that's everything outside of this. Because I was relating to my brother, we were talking about this shit about the economy and how it's working for us. And me, my brother, and my cousin all have what are considered good jobs. But my cousin, even as probation officer, she's struggling a little bit. She's struggling a little bit. Working for the county and state, struggling a little bit. My brother with a government job, which the post office is. It's a government job. You got a government clearance. Struggling a little bit. I don't make no goddamn sense. I told my brother, I disclosed to him how much I supposedly made last year. And I said, this shit doesn't make no goddamn sense. Not for where I was living. The fuck is all my money? That's why I moved. No, it means some other shit should be happening the way it should be. But that's what it is. Yep, Texas is going through that with housing because all them Californians moved to Texas because they want to change your state pink. Want to make it a little pink or blue. So y'all stop fucking up all them elections that they want to win. That's what they do. They spread out and fuck up your electorate. Inject that shit. People are starting to get the picture in Texas. Keep that where y'all was at. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. That's why. I don't know. I don't know why some Californians believe everybody love us. It's like being outside of America. Don't think everybody outside of America love your ass. Just because they say that on the news ain't true, nigga. Some people don't like your ass for what America does. You repping America, you better have a pistol. Well, it's the same thing with being Californian outside of California. Everybody don't like y'all shit because you in New York, steer the country in ways the country don't want to fucking go in. And you make a lot of goddamn noise and fuck up a lot of other people's lives that they was happy and content living. They don't like hearing your shit. They damn sure don't want you bringing it to their fucking front yard. Yeah, New York is more expensive than California. California comes in second. But that's because New York has all them goddamn high rises. It's the place where the country kind of started. So it makes sense that that would be the most densely populated and the most expensive because it's the oldest. California is the younger between New York and itself because that was that western expanse. Took longer to get there and build it up. The gold helped. Fucking gold helped. Wasn't for the gold, it looked like Nevada in this bitch. So yeah. So I'm about 2 hours in. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this link. It's 1 o'clock. Uh, see if I get any poor unfortunate souls who want to come up and chat about something. Whatever comment you want to bring up, we can talk about it. On the geek front, I did not get to watch Loki episode 2 yet, or Gen V episode, what is this, 6? I haven't watched that yet. But I kind of got a spoiler that it was going to involve fucking puppets and shit fighting. I really don't like spoilers. I did, however, get to see the creator finally, which I did like it. I liked it. It gave me a real anime feel. I'm going to do my review and talk about it, but it gave me a real anime feel. I really did. And it really, I told you guys this before, that shit reminded me of a dream, a reoccurring dream I had had. And it did. The whole time I'm watching this shit, I kept remembering that dream that I had years ago. I wrote the shit down. I could probably find the paper that I wrote all the stuff that I was seeing in the dream down about it. It looks just like that shit, which is weird. So maybe that's in storage. It's probably in storage in that book, the dream notes. But yeah, that it really did have an anime feel to me. It really did. And there was only one part that I had a little bit of a sticking point with that wasn't ringing, that was confusing in a sense. But other than that, I enjoyed the movie. Go what? Wait a goddamn minute. What the fuck just happened here? I just upgraded. Yeah, you definitely do have to see the creator, Malika. I will say this: I do like JD Wash as an actor. He is playing it a little bit more street in this one. Um, yeah, it had a real anime feel to it, almost like a Akira in a sense, kind of way. Akira or Ghost in the Shell. At some points, I was thinking I was watching Ghost in the Shell, standalone complex, but it was cool. It was very visually interesting. It was a lot of explosions at different points in it. And very Malika, you would enjoy this. Very golden child in some senses. Very golden child in some senses. It's like sci-fi meets the golden child. And JD Wash is now Eddie Murphy, but he's not looking for the knife. That was what I was thinking of when I was watching this shit. I was like, it's like the golden child. This little girl is giving me that golden child vibes. Where's Sardu Nunse? So, yeah, it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. They had it in the small theater this week, so came from the memorial, smelling good, looking fine. Figured I'd go out for a little bit of time. So I went to the movies and saw that, and then after that, I went out and shot pool. I had some more drinks, did some dumb shit. Let's see if I can get my penis wet. Give me the knife, please. Yes, you know what the fuck I did say the golden child. It did. It's sci-fi golden child. Come on. I've watched movies and I have to go back and see the people who've reviewed it already. I don't think anybody said that shit. So if you hear it after that, you know where the fuck it came from. But yeah, that's cool. But that's it. Y'all don't want to come up here. I will get out of here. I didn't get enough. Yeah, it was not enough contributions anyway. Well, it's only 5. I was 10 short. I keep undercutting me. The hell, like 15 is unfortunate. I guess I have to start putting a member button on this bitch or something. Yes, I did bring up the golden child. So, questions, comments, concerns? Nothing. Still waiting on my furniture to show up. Still waiting on the furniture to show up. Where is he at? Since they changed it from 10 o'clock to between 1 and fucking 3. Dude, it's not even big. Where's this motherfucker at? 12:45, 3:45. Where is this damn shit at? Oh, he 5 stops away. Finally. Finally, get down the block. Okay, I guess I need to get out of here now so I can get this and put my furniture together and get off of here. I do need to run the storage. Maybe see if this person actually wants to meet up. Excuse me, share some coffee or something because I have some alcohol in my system. Now this nigga gonna jump up here. Is that what I gotta do? I gotta say I'm leaving for somebody to show up. What up, BMT?
Hey, what's going on, brother? Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
I'm
hear
sorry, man. Yeah, they've been working my ass. And I'm doing Sunday now, and I'm like, gotta get that money. So,
you. Oh,
but you've been hitting on some cold cutthroat information, man. Don't ever feel like nobody's listening, man. Like that,
every time I
I
feel like nobody's listening, all I have to do is listen to some other channels, and I hear them repeating shit. I'll say, well, somebody's listening, just ain't paying for the shit.
you know what the interesting thing, it's crazy, but
Gold and just running away with it.
But when do they normally start finding artists, or when do they start finding most like philosophers or people of most like philosophies? They usually find them when what? They're on the brink of death or they're gone. You know, like, hey, why didn't anybody notice them or their works or anything? Like,
Yeah.
you don't take it for granted until it's gone, until it's not till that person's not accessible.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Well, that gets into how you I believe that gets into how you actually monetize your content. You have to make it inaccessible to people. 'Cause Angry Man has a good philosophy on that shit. Really does. Because he does a lot of streams and his lifestyle is generated from his streams. Right. So, and some other shit, but still, he points on a fact that because he's one of the originators of actually getting people to actually support fucking content creators that you listen to. Why shouldn't you? Because like him, I go all through YouTube, all kinds of different content. I don't ever have to see some other folks actually asking for support. It just comes in. It's just done. It's just done. And it's like, these motherfuckers ain't saying shit. They read you a fucking article you could have read yourself. It's like, God damn. It ain't even creative. But no, them motherfuckers be out there just, it's like, okay, I guess you gotta have something. You gotta have something that they want. Look at Dr. T showing up in here, dropping it on 10 shit in here. What up, Dr. T? Grinding right now, but just wanted to give my support. Hit the like button, y'all. Yeah, it shouldn't take that. But thank you, Dr. T. I do appreciate it. Give you.
I had my son watching. Oh, you want to play the give him the salute?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a salute, and then I'll jump right back to that for you. Appreciate you, Dr. T. I am reading your book. I did pimp your book, not my book. Pimp your book off on my brother when I was talking to him. Sent him the link and everything to pick that shit up and read it because he does listen to Manosphere content. He just listens to different people in the Black Manosphere. So I told him to make sure to get your book and read that shit that I was going through it too. So shout out to Dr. T. It was two people, him and a B-Dub, because she makes children's books. And so when she puts out her children's book, I told her to come on so I can actually let her review it or talk about it or some shit. Just somebody I work with. She's actually decent. I think they just forced her out of her job. So I'm trying to see what the hell is going on with that. But thank you, Dr. T, for supporting the stream. He said he's grinding right now. It's on Sunday. It's school time. So, the doctor is actually creating lesson plans and grading papers and shit. So, appreciate you. I will give you the guts and butts. Appreciate you.
Double up, 3 or 4 times. I ain't telling no lies. Run it up. Never let a hard time on the once.
True golden child. All right, go ahead, BMT. I got you.
So, I started having my son. I allowed him pick a movie, and he chose RoboCop. He was like, "Oh man, that's the Terminator," and I'm like, "No,
No.
but Murphy can take him. Murphy can take him." My wife's like, "No, we can't." I'm like, "No, they already had a comic where they've already fought. Like,
Mhm.
the Murphy just built differently." But as he watched the movie, he asked a question. He was like, "Why didn't anybody help him?" And I'm like, "People don't appreciate you until you're gone, or they
Mhm.
don't see the significance of you or that faction until you're unattainable." So everything Murphy and his partner was saying, and the police department was saying about, hey, like the corruption and all these systems, nobody cared until it got so bad in Detroit. And hey, bro, we're going to just do it Detroit style, like put spikes in people's skulls and stuff, like and that's honestly where we're going. Like you got like what Jada's doing, and people like her, where they can publicly, vocally lynch. Uh, you got to get to that certain um zenith where I can, because Will's he's trying to be that guy that saves his mom. We've heard him say that, and I
Mhm.
and I and I and I understood when you say, "Hey, man, sometimes you got to stop trying to live out that scenario. Let it go. It's okay.
You're
It's
not
okay."
saving.
Like,
You're not saving her. That's not your mama. I mean, I kind of get where Will is because some people will point out the fact that he's not saying anything in the public about Jada. Well, I remember that when I went through my bullshit with my divorce, ex-wifey did some grimy shit. I never said anything about it. I never said anything about it to people. I never felt the need to drag her name or none of that shit. I never said anything about it because to me, in my mind, I was being a good husband in a sense and respecting her image. She was not doing that for me. She had no problems with trying to destroy my image over social media and everything. To where I had people walking away from me that didn't even know what the fuck happened. They never talked to me at all. So me trying to uphold her image and not, disparage my wife in a sense didn't mean shit. That's why I'm telling Will. It don't mean shit, nigga. I'm not telling you this because it's some shit I ain't lived through and don't know it makes a difference. It doesn't make a difference. Cut your losses. That's what I had to do. That's why I have pictures of me going to the courthouse and divorcing and paperwork. Because it was time to cut the losses, nigga. No, you can't keep doing that shit. Don't keep giving them the ability to keep dragging your name through the mud. Fuck that.
it definitely is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like even me, like, well, and I know you've had a conversation, and I've had a conversation with my wife, and they all. And one thing a woman's gonna ask you, like, you were to get divorced, what would you do? I kid you not.
Go
Y'all
home.
think that's why I definitely can resonate with this channel, because there's no spewage of unaccountability or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This is why Peter, this is why Spider-Man is so respected amongst all the heroes. Like he takes those blows. Like, damn, dude, you still fucking with Mary Jane after she just did that, bro? Yeah, man. Like,
I'd have left
yeah,
that bitch. You wouldn't.
yeah. I'm telling you, everybody's done probably told him that, bro. I'm pretty sure everybody's done told him that, man. But he's like, save her, man. I gotta save her, bro. Like a, a lot of men, we hate it when our time is wasted because we cannot get it back. That is our zenith, is our legacy. And
That is your energy. That is your energy. That is your life's blood. That is the one thing you can never get back once it has been spent. You can make other money. You cannot get that time back. So you have to appreciate it for what it is and move the fuck on.
And that's the thing about it. People are looking at it small, like, oh, money, money, money. Will is good with money, y'all. Like, he's not gonna ever go broke. He can pull a Michael Jaw White. Y'all don't think he can't go overseas and get a career popping? Y'all don't think he can't go to Africa and get a career popping? Like, he can move anywhere in the world and he will be a god.
He will still be Will Smith.
You can't, and see, that's the thing that people aren't paying attention to, Artisan. They're not paying attention to. She's not attacking the money. She's attacking the name.
The name.
And what is the one right? And what do they always say? You know, one thing you got to always protect is your name.
Yeah, the 48 laws of power. You're supposed to be protecting your name, and that's what she's going after, to break down the image of the name of what it means to be Will Smith. She attacks your sexuality. She attacks your marriage. What else is there left for her to attack? Your parenting. Yep. What else she going to attack? Your career? Well, she can't attack that because your career outshines hers. But she can fuck it up to a sense to where you can't have one no more. Let that motherfucker go, man. She is definitely not happy. And I don't think it actually matters if you fucked around on her or not. I told you, married people do what married people do. And I'm not judging that shit because a fuck around is not the problem, it's a symptom of a problem. The fact that you had to go somewhere else shows that she probably wasn't doing her fucking job in the marriage anyway.
You know,
so I'm not worrying about it.
You know, a good case in point is Bruce, Batman for some of y'all. And believe it or not, the Bat family has gone against Bruce. Like, how often they turn on him? Like, shit, every other year. And one thing he always says at the end of the day, I'm the king of this castle. I'm the patriarch.
Yeah, you can leave.
Yep. You don't like what I gotta say, Dick? Get your ass back over to your city. You don't like how I do things, Barbara? You don't like when you don't like what I gotta say?
Why does Bloodhaven exist? Bloodhaven exists. Because that's where the fuck you can get the hell out of Gotham about.
You let them know, hey, bro, if you ain't gonna follow my rules, you got to go. Well, Damon, you don't like how I do things? Take your ass down there to the Teen Titans. Get your ass out the house.
Look, Jason Todd came back from the dead. He killed somebody. Batman went out there and beat a fucking fit on his ass. That shit.
Yeah.
Told you, Jason. I told you.
I told you. I love you. I love you, but I'm never having a problem stomping you out.
I will beat you close to death. Fuck around with me.
I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna have Alfred patch you up. And I'm gonna beat your ass again.
Beat your ass near death.
So yeah, Bruce maybe not the best father, but he rules with an iron fist. That's why a lot of the other families, a lot of the other groups, they do not challenge the Bat family. That's why they fear that father right there. Like, and so you gotta understand the name. This is why a lot of the heroes look at him like he's crazy. That man is crazy. He's like, oh, I know I am, but to do what I gotta do, I'm gonna have to break certain limiters. And that's the thing about it, especially as I learned that the hard way as being a Black man, you're gonna cross certain limiters. That there is no lesson or tutelage. You just got to just go into hell and figure it out.
Well, you have to figure out how to break out of the boxes that you have been put in or have been designed around you as you grow. You have to grow out of those boxes. It's like everybody uses the elephant analogy with the elephant being strapped to a pole, right? I use the horse analogy of being inside gates. If you've been inside a small gate the whole time and somebody opens it, you don't realize that you can actually move further than that. You have to be able to move beyond those borders and keep pushing in the Vygotsky way. You have to push past those limits to get to those next stages of your life so people can accept you in those next stages of your life. You have to keep pushing your limits to find out what you're capable of. Like any superhero flexing his powers or learning what his powers are. You have to push your limits so you understand what you can do and what you cannot do. And it's okay. There's some things you cannot do, but you have to push those limits to find out what they are.
And that's the thing I tell a lot of young men. I told one guy, I put him on to get a 1099 gig.
Hmm.
He's doing merchandising. If he gets done 4 stores, he gets $400 bonuses. Yeah, but they're gonna see me stocking. Who gives a fuck?
Who gives a fuck?
Like, who gives a fuck?
Look,
I'm like, listen, dude. But see that we're as we mature, we start understanding you're gonna get judged regardless. Damned if you do, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Look at most people in the world. I'm watching them go back on people throughout history and bring up their past and say, "Oh my God, Gandhi was this. Oh my God, King used to talk to Martha like that." I'm like, dude, like, did they not finish the mission? Did they not get the job done? Are you not benefiting?
Did they not
Shut the fuck up.
Did they not even push the mission forward to the sense that they are the figureheads of the goddamn mission? Did they not do that? So I don't give a shit about the other part. The other part is like, it's all relative. Like I say, everybody got sides to them. Some of them you like, some of them you don't. Well, apparently they have more good sides than bad sides. So whatever was going on between King and Martha, that's between King and Martha. I don't give a shit. The stuff that he actually did is more important than those little things
Right.
he do right. But if you want to focus on that shit, well, that sounds like a nitpicking, unaccomplished ass bitch. Go ahead. But you feel like you want to tear him down too, huh? Okay.
That's why. But see, that's why you're seeing it now, where a lot of the stuff, like I was listening to a podcast, a geek podcast, and they were saying, well, Indiana Jones was misogynistic, and I'm like, dude, look what he was dealing with. This dude was fighting occults and Nazis and the craziest shit that you could never imagine. He abandoned his woman and child.
Here's my thing with all these new age words that everybody wants to throw around. The first thing is, so what? And what does that matter? If Indiana Jones was misogynistic from our today's standpoint of looking at that shit, what does that matter? Did it make the last movie not suck? No, it didn't. The last movie still fucking sucks. And he wasn't misogynist in that one, right? So it doesn't fucking matter. I don't know what point it is to bring up that shit and try to say, oh, this one was terrible. Just because your new shit is terrible? It's terrible. Look, I don't watch movies from old periods and think they need to conform to my modern day sensibilities. I think they conform to the sensibilities of their time. Just like I can tell you, it was a psychological practice way back when, if somebody was experiencing or exhibiting signs of some type of craziness or whatever, they would take a drill and drill holes in their fucking head. That was a scientific medical practice. You would not be practicing medicine nowadays, but it was the thing back at one time. Yeah, completely unethical now, but at the time that was what they thought was cutting edge. Time moves forward. Yeah, you're not going to agree with some of the shit that happened in the past, but you look at that to see how far you've come from that, or how far you've devolved from that. Not to say, well, look, this was this way, so this means all bad. No, it doesn't. It just means that was it of the time. You don't like seeing white boys painted up looking like Native Americans. They don't do that shit now, do they? I don't know. Do they? You can't even do a movie like that now.
Nope. Shout out to Johnny Depp for doing it.
I was gonna say, close you got with Johnny Depp, right?
God knows he can only do so much now because of a broad fucking up his career, and when he found out that it was a lie, he can't even afford to pay him back.
Well, this is the thing. She tried to fuck up his career. Johnny Depp is sitting on the sideline because he wants to, because after going through all that shit and how people really turned on him, he got to like, fuck you. I'm gonna sit out. You can suck my dick with a long tip straw from across the pond. I ain't fucking with you. And that's what it is. He just got a wake up call about how phony all of this bullshit is. And it's not like he didn't know it already, because that's why he always stayed out of Hollywood, lived overseas and shit like that.
And
Fucking with that shit though. He like, yeah, fuck you, fuck Disney, fuck them people who jumped off of me, was siding with that bitch, trying to ruin my career. Yeah, I'm innocent. And yeah, she lying and she blacklisted and everything else. Like, whatever, man. I'm going on with my life. Y'all have it.
but yeah, after
I
he
know
already done fucked me up. Yeah,
I know what you think about me. You showed what you think about me. I was watching.
and see, that's the cardinal sin. Even I, as a household man, a family man, it's getting harder for me to sell the legacy package. And see, I know why my brother laughs at it, because it's true. We used to groom the next coming era to fill in. Now it's like, no, this has to stop until there has to be some recourse of respect and protection for this class of people that we're sending out there. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not. Y'all not going to hear me say, here, son, this is why you should get married and have babies, because I'm seeing what is being done. And I know y'all, oh, BMT, I thought you're a family man. Yeah, but I'm not fucking blind. I'm still a man.
I was talking to my coworker. She's an older Italian female, right? She was talking and she raps with me about different shit when we are talking at work. And she was asking me about would I get married again. And I said, I didn't mind being married. And emotionally, I probably could do marriage again because I know I've already done it once. But technically, thinking about it, it's not feasible. It's not financially viable. It's nothing in it for me. It's not a smart decision to make with the women that are available right now. No. So whereas I might want it because I like having my one woman, it ain't a smart move to be making nowadays. It's just not. Oh, we lost BMT. It's not the move because it is not set up for the benefit for men to benefit out of it, and not really in any way. And I ran down the list because she's married to it. And I told her it's not many benefits to marriage for men. And I learned this shit while being married. It's not many benefits to it. Outside of you may be able to extend your life and have happier and all that. Yeah. I already got kids. That's why now it's like at this age dating now, kids is not nothing I'm looking for. I don't have to look for kids. And I don't necessarily have to look for somebody really young, some young box. I've had that before. So what is actually on the table to be offered? Because you're not giving me anything I haven't already had. So what is it? It's going to be some companionship. It's going to be femininity. It's going to be more pleasant times and less drama, because that ain't what I'm looking for. It's not what I want. It's not what I need. Not at this stage of the game. Well, some of these motherfuckers want to act so fucking game goofy. They think they need to be trying to go back and relive their teens again or their 20s. That's not who you are. And that's not what you're going to get. I read something the other day. This woman was talking about she was 40 something years old, single, but open to having children. Like, you out of your fucking mind. Why would you be? And my next question, my box is outside. My next question is, what dude you about to find to impregnate you at 40 something years old? Why? Because he just feel the need? Fuck out of here. There's too many other single mothers out here already. No. 1 second, you guys. Let me go grab this package from the Amazon man since he did show up right now. So I'm going to throw this commercial on. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Get your booty to the pole, 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 get your booty to the pole. Yeah.
Did we get your attention? Good.
Get your booty to the pole. Get your booty to the pole.
Get your booty to the pole.
Get your to the pole, get your booty 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 to the pole, get your booty.
Mad Villain, he said 47. Yeah, 47. Most likely those eggs are scrambled. Most likely her brain is fucking scrambled if she think that's viable. I was listening to a podcast, and it was I think it was like a relationship guru or some shit like that talking to this chick. And he was talking about how he was talking to this doctor. One was a doctor, pretty woman who was a doctor. And she was talking about having a baby later in life and all the rest of this stuff that she was just going to put her eggs on ice and then do all this shit later. And he's like, this is the level of misunderstanding women have. And this woman is a medical doctor, that you think this is viable. That you just got time like that. You don't. 40? No. Past 40? Give it up. It's over. And I'm not saying it's over for you to actually, date. I'm sure you can find somebody to date, run up in you a couple of times and then rinse and repeat. Sure you can. But babies? No, that ship has sailed. And the dating one is almost gone too. No, yeah, well, it's not surprising to me, Mad Villainy, because I've been teaching women about their body my whole life since I've been having sex with them. I have. There's very few that I've run into that actually know they fucking anything about their goddamn body. Because biology class is the one class they don't pay no fucking attention to. It's boring. You know how I know? Because I've been in biology classes. Motherfuckers never want to pay attention. They don't want to do that shit. Too much cutting on organs and learning how things work for them. Sitting and having to do shit that they find gross and disgusting. Why the fuck would they know how their vagina work? Or the fact that after a certain age, it's not actually feasible or popular, or not even popular, a smart idea for you to try to go back to the well and try to have some kids. And I think this came out around the whole thing with Ebony K talking about freezing the eggs and leading this thing to freeze eggs and shit like that. That is not a smart move. That's not nothing for you to be even trying, especially if you can't afford it. which most of you motherfuckers can't. So what are you talking about? Look, there's so much unfucking that needs to happen with people's minds, men and women alike, that I think, at least for me, I can't speak for everybody. At least for me, this is why I stay out of the way of a lot of damn people. Let them just do what the fuck they're gonna do. Because it's gonna have to go its own way. It's gonna have to burn itself out. I'm just tired of seeing it a lot of the times. All the games, all the dumbass comments, all the dumbass arguments you might have to have with people to get them to realize fucking reality is like, damn, I found another one. Fuck. I cannot sit here and rewire your brain without getting paid for that shit. Nobody is paying me to rewire your brain. And I'm not looking for that. So you're going to have to live and die with that shit. Maybe you'll figure it out one day. Because you damn sure ain't going to want to listen to me have to tell you that shit. At my age, I'm not looking to have another child. Now I can, because genetically I have that ability. Biologically, I have that ability to produce another one of those cute kids that I already have. Out of anybody. But that ain't what I want. It's not what I'm looking for. So somebody my age thinking that they about to try to go have a baby sometime soon, you're out of your fucking mind. I wouldn't want to have a baby. Not with somebody your age. I don't know anybody who would, because that's not the way the biology works. Sperm is viable in the 50s. Eggs are not. You better get used to enjoying your position as a fuck doll or something. No, but you are not the egg carrier anymore. Not viable. But that's it on that. That's not necessarily geek stuff, but like I said, geeking out is what you geek out on. I'm not going to be here to tell you about the comics this week because I'm not reading comics. I did. I almost filled the pool yesterday to force a restart the shop on the Shopify thing because I was talking to a coworker about not being able, her daughter not being able to find the comics and stuff like that she wants because of the area they live in. They have to travel really far for every comic shop because there's so few far in between right now. And I told her that's why the shop I had was in a good position because it was in between all those further disparate places to get to. But people have to support it and people weren't. And that's why the door's closed. Because that's how that shit works. What you support flourishes. What you do not support withers and dies. So if you wonder why you got so many dysfunctional ass people around here, because people support them. Otherwise, they would die off. So I don't see this trend ending anytime soon because dysfunction is what actually sells right now. So it's going to have to get more fucked up for people to actually walk away from it. But as long as there's an incentive there to be fucked up and incentive for being fucked up is monetary and can provide you a good life on it, then that's what the hell you're going to see. Online, in the real world, at your workplace, it don't matter. That's human nature. Go towards the easiest spot. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. It is about 2:00. We got 2 things I need to do today and 2 things I need to go in there and put together. Some furniture I need to get together. So thank you guys for showing up today. Appreciate everybody who supported in the stream. Once again, we did not make the goal, which is not good. Not bueno at all. Even though I appreciate all the supporters that do support, there is a goal for a reason, and we did not make that shit. So it is what it is, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank y'all for spending some time with me. When you see me next, I will have watched Gen V and Loki episode 2. I will put my reviews up. I will do the watches on StreamYard to get those up onto Patreon for you. And I will be in these streets. More rested, less inebriated. Probably not with the quiet storm voice. But thank you guys for coming through. I will see you. But this has been Shop Talk Live. I do this every Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 to 7 p.m. UK time. Greenwich Mean. Where we talk about geekdom, life, and everything underneath those banners. I have been Artist in the Sea, and I will see you next time. Peace.